Elder Nelson starts by saying that keys can be very valuable. Most people carry keys. The keys about which I shall speak are far more important. They are precious, powerful, and invisible. Some can lock and unlock in heaven as well as on earth. I speak of the keys of the priesthood. Preparation, priesthood service, and keys are all related, but different. Service of any type requires preparation, but proper authorization to give that service requires keys. As a medical doctor and surgeon, I had earned 2 doctor's degrees and been certified by 2 specialty boards. That long preparation had consumed many years, yet it carried no legal permission. Keys were required. Those keys were held by and granted by those with proper authority who exercised those keys by granting me a license and permission. Then I could perform operations. In return, I was obligated to obey the law, to be loyal, and to understand and not abuse the power. The power to act in the name of God is more important because it is of eternal significance. Priesthood is the authority of God delegated to man to minister for the salvation of men. The power of directing these labors constitutes the keys of the priesthood. The potential of the priesthood is so vast that our comprehension of it is a challenge. The prophet Joseph Smith declared the priesthood is an everlasting principle and existed with God from eternity and will to eternity. It is the law by which the worlds are, were, and will continue forever and ever. To his apostles, the Savior said, I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Jesus then took Peter, James, and John to a high mountain. Keys of the priesthood were bestowed upon them by Moses and Elijah under divine direction. The Savior reminded them, Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you. Elder Nelson continues, After Christ was crucified, and even before the early apostles completed their labors, the apostasy began. This occurred as prophesied when priesthood authority was abused and sacred ordinances were defiled. After centuries of apostasy, keys of the priesthood have again been restored. Under that authority, we have had hands laid upon our heads. Obligations pertain to those who give and to those who receive ordinations or calls. If I give keys to you, I have certain obligations, and you have certain obligations. For me as the giver, I have a duty towards your success. Should you fail in a measure, I have failed. So I must teach and train adequately to ensure your personal safety, and at the same time safeguard precious property you are to use. For you as the receiver, obligations accompany the keys. You must know applicable laws and obey them. Loyalty is expected, and you should understand the power of your instrument. Obedience, loyalty, and understanding are implicit with your acceptance of those keys. Obedience to law first and foremost means keeping the commandments of God. Loyalty is vital. To understand the power of the priesthood, we must know its limitations, and we must know the divinity of its restoration in these latter days. John the Baptist, Peter, James, John, Moroni, Moses, Elias, and Elijah each conferred their keys to Joseph Smith, and they were conferred to the 12 apostles, and they have been conferred to successors since. Elder Nelson then says, I am deeply grateful that we bear the priesthood, each of us foreordained from the foundation of the world for that responsibility. I know those keys have been restored for the last days and for the last time.